Alrighty. We are definitely a little behind, but we are here. So I want to first say thank you for being very patient with me while we fix these technical difficulties. And in a minute. Trying to see. All right, so hold up. What happened? What happened? There we go. I had to bring it back in. There we go. Can you hear me again?
I can hear you without the echo.
We're good. We're great. We're great. All right. So we have here today on the Glam Show Miss Nin Brooks. Did I say it right?
Hi. No.
Ning.
Mean. Yes,
Ning.
ma'am.
Okay. Miss Ning Brooks is here
Yes.
today. And I want to thank you. We are an hour late, guys. We had some technical difficulties, and we wanted to make sure, that we were going to be able to see you guys on here. Hold on, let me go back here. We wanted to be able to make sure that the sound was perfect for you guys so that we, wouldn't be having this echo that we had going on here. So, um, what I want to do is just let Neen give you guys a little bit of insight on who she is, what she does, and how you guys can reach her.
Okay. So my name is Nina, aka Neen Brooks, or aka Miss Brooks. You guys can find me on Facebook, / Neen Brooks, and Instagram goddess_apothecary on Instagram. Um, so Neen Brooks, who is she? So I do all kinds of stuff. Over the past 10 years, I've been working in my own dance studio, just in building dance studios in different cities. Um, so now I'm kind of getting into my music. I've been working on music. I'm working with a producer out of Charlotte. Name is David Sparks. I also work with a producer out of Greensboro, North Carolina. Statesville is his hometown. That's my hometown. His name is uh, Seven. So you can find both their music on
Okay.
BeatStars.com. So outside of music, I also am just an entrepreneur. So I just dibble and dabble in all kinds of things. Lately, I did just start a wine business. So cheers to that.
Cheers. Look, I
I
have
have
mine over
my uh this is the bottle that I'm sipping right now. It's called Fasada. And she has a sister called Blonde Fasada.
Okay.
I like them both.
Okay. So let them see the bottle again. Make sure the bottle was all the way in the camera. And she is cute.
She is so cute. Redhead.
Yes. Okay. So, and what is the name of your business with the you said you do wine now. You're in the wine business. And what is the name of
Right.
the business for the
Okay,
company?
so the name of the business, the company that I'm working with, partnered with, is Traveling Vineyard. So basically, what we do is we bring wine right into your home through tastings. And even if you don't do a tasting, you can always have it shipped straight to your door. We have sip kits, so you can do your own personal home tastings with just you and your husband, spouse, or just a group of friends, family. So basically, we just bring these boutique wines from all over the world straight to your home for like this intimate tasting, and it's wonderful. I really enjoy it.
Okay. So what made you get into the wine business?
I think that a lot of people do direct sales now. Everybody's looking for that side hustle to supplement income, or just some people go full time and they really rock it out. For me, I was looking for something that I could really relate to. And everybody has their own thing. Some people it is things that are going to help them out as far as maybe just wellness. Some
Mm-hmm.
people it's fitness. For me, it was just fun, and that's actually one of the five F's for Traveling Vineyard: fun. And then one of my other ones just personal fulfillment. So it's not just all about the finances, which is another one of the five F's. It's also a personal fulfillment and just getting involved in something that I enjoy truly. I started going to vineyards about 10 to 11 years ago. I started, going to different vineyards in my local area, and I truly enjoy a vineyard wine to maybe store bought. So I just felt like this would be a really good partnership.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I want to thank you myself for introducing it to me because I
Yeah.
seen the blonde sister. And I was like, oh, that bottle was cute. You know, we all about fashion, passion, purpose on the Glam Show. And for me, it's all about representation. So
Right.
just the brand, the way they're branding the wine and the look of everything. I was like, we can add this to the Glam, the critique empire, and it fits right in. And I'm actually excited. I've been a lot more excited about this than I have than other things, and mainly
Right.
because I'm a wine girl. I collect wine and as well as like wine glasses and stuff like that. So this for me,
Right.
they always say when you are a I say an entrepreneur basically, we have multiple things that we always have our hands into.
Right.
You always have to have that one business that and someone else told me this honestly. One of my mentors, and they basically said that you need to have that one business where you can just have fun. And I feel like this is it.
Bingo.
you know.
Yes.
So well, how long have you been in the business?
Okay. I actually just got started in the last month.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have not been doing it that long. Really delve in this time around. I really wanted to really, really get my hands into this thing. So I spent pretty much the first maybe 15 days just a lot of studying,
Okay.
but solidly being in it and really being out there 30 days. But it's been rocking. It's
Okay.
been rocking. People are very, very responsive to wine.
Yeah. Well, you see, I jumped on it within about a day of you really like once I
Yeah,
saw it. What you said? You said something. Did you check out my website? I think I asked about the Works of
yeah,
Wine. I said, did you check out the website?
yeah,
I went on it. Next thing you know, I joined the same day. So for me, it's
yeah. I think,
like I said, that representation, man, that the way the look
yeah,
of everything. So. And you sold
I think
me
it was,
because I can say you definitely been studying, and you sold me because one thing about um for me being able to brand and market, you got to be able to sell a person on. And I hate sales. I'm gonna be honest. Like for me, I feel like the product should sell itself. You know what I mean? If
right,
it depends on what the customer is looking for. If that's something that they're into, then it definitely should, sell itself. If that's what
right,
whatever the customer is looking for, if that's what you have, the product should provide what their
absolutely,
needs are. So for me, it
right,
was like, okay, I'm into wine, and I've honestly been looking into like venturing into I guess you can say the alcohol industry. It was one
right,
episode of Atlanta Housewives when I seen they Nene and all of them, they went to it was like they went on vacation and they went to
Right.
actually they had actually did a thing where they actually like made the wine themselves and they
Right. I
sucked
remember
on the
that.
grapes. You remember that one?
Yeah.
And ever since then, and then there was another one too with at the basketball wives with Jackie and Jackie
Yeah.
had actually did her own wine, her own whiskey. And ever since then,
Mm.
I was like, oh yeah, I want to do something like that, but I
Yeah.
never knew like where to start. But I definitely think this is a great way to start, just to branch into learn about the wines as well. And talking about that, because you said they do give you like brochures and cards and stuff like that to
Yes.
educate yourself. So what since you have been doing your research and stuff like that, what are some wines that they talk about? Is it semology? Did I say it
Yes.
right? They talk about
Yes.
semology and how you compare the wines, because a lot of people, some people I feel like does not really have the education on how to really drink wine.
Okay.
You know.
Um. So with wine, you're looking at the acidity. That's one of the things that always stick out. So you kind of like you're tilting your glass if you can see me tilt the glass and it running back down. It's gonna give you an idea of what that sugar content is like. So
Hmm.
it's gonna tell you pretty much how sweet your wine is. And when I talk about acidity, that's gonna get you closer to like the Cabernets,
Okay.
those strong red wines, those drier wines,
I
and
know
then you
that
kind of
one.
coming back over. The
Cabernet
wine that I'm drinking
Sauvignon,
now is
something
a.
like that.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
I said I know that one. It's like Cabernet Sauvignon. Did I say it right?
Hmm.
That's one.
Yeah,
That one is strong and it's very dry.
right.
Hmm.
Um, More acidic. So just to give a basic thing, you have the acidity and the sweet level, and then the alcohol content. And we have a fun trick that we do. That was one of the first things that I really done with the business. And one of the things with the alcohol content, we poured a little vodka in the wine,
Okay.
and we let it sit for maybe 15 to 20 minutes. And you could see between the vodka, then we had lemon, we had a grape, and then we poured sugar in it. And it was really helping you to differentiate. And we put it all in the same type of wine. It was all a red wine. So somology is really important, but you can also have fun with it too. That's why we have these great home tastings so that we can kind
Right.
of just get more in depth and go into more detail with the customers.
Okay. And so if someone wanted to actually do a tasting with you, I know right now it's not really the thing right now because we're all in a
Right,
little what you call it, not really shut down anymore, but I mean, well, we are,
right.
but we have
But some of us
restrictions.
are still taking. Some of us are still taking measures to keep our homes safe, keep our
Hmm.
children safe, and that's understandable. But they can always book a virtual tasting. We can do
Hmm.
that. I will bend over backwards for you guys. I will bring samples, drop them off at your house, come back to my house. We can do a virtual tasting, you and your
Hmm.
friends. Um, but the most important thing is to get onto my Facebook page. It'll be / She Wines. So SHE-WINES, She Wines. And it's going to have a link to get you hooked up onto onto the tasting room so that you can kind of just see what kind of stuff that we have available. Um, and then yeah, that'll also book me, so you can go directly in my inbox if you're interested in booking a tasting, or just if you have any questions. I'll be here.
Okay. So I'm going to actually bring in a little picture from the traveling vineyard and just give you guys a little insight on what other type of wines we have that is available. So, just to give a little bit of insight, then if you can, I'm sorry, if you can see the picture, give us a little bit about, tell us a little bit about the ones that they have here.
Okay, so I think the first one that you see is Smirk.
Here.
Smirk is a wine that's going to be close to your Moscato family. Everybody kind of really likes Moscatos. Smirk is going to be the closest thing that we're going to have to that Moscato. It is going to be coming from the Moscato family. Double Date is going to be more so of your dessert wine. Those are the two that I'm the most familiar with right now. Remember, I'm on a journey as well.
Yeah.
Double Date, this is a great dessert wine. So this is the wine you're going to pull out with your chocolates. If you want to even try it out, the Somology, you're going to bring out that those Hershey Kisses, and it's a sip, bite, sip. So yeah.
Okay. All right. And like she said, guys, if you are interested, you can go onto her website and you can check out the website. I mean, I'm telling you guys, for me, going on there, I was like a kid in the candy shop. I really wanted like everything, and which is why I ended up just. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to join and see how this work out. And so far, I'm satisfied. I haven't even received the wines yet, but I did get my package in the mail with my glasses and my cards and everything, and all of my my homework that I have to do. So that's giving me
Right.
something to do for sure while I'm in here.
So
Just
yeah,
preparing.
you're working on your training, right?
Working on that training. Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So I got a few more videos to do, and I'll be all set to go for my first taste. And of course, it will be with my sisters, my sisters and my
Awesome.
cousins, since we are going to be we're still quarantining. But
Yeah.
I think it's definitely going to be fun. So I wanted to also let's shed some light on the main thing. Well, what's your main passion? Because as we know, the winery, I'm gonna call it, the winery business is just a side gig and another passion, or interest that you have. But your main thing right now, since a little girl, has been dance, right?
Absolutely. So
And
I started
I
dancing
bring
when
this
I'm
picture in because
yeah.
it just shows, like for me, it's just art and it's life. I love black and white pictures. Like I love it. And to me, like just your posture, your facial expressions, and girl body is giving me life right now.
Ah.
So, tell us a little bit
Yeah.
about that. How did you get started with dance, and your interest in actually teaching dance as well?
Oh my goodness, this is a fun story. It's a lengthy story.
Hey,
So I
you
hope
here
I'm not
for
too
it.
long with it. But so I started dancing at age 4. Just, I grew up in the 80s. I'm an 80s baby. And so you had movies like Dirty Dancing out. I know that sounds
One of
crazy
my
for a
favorites.
4-year-old to be influenced
One of
to
my
be
favorites.
influenced. Oh, honey, Dirty Dancing, um, Coming to America,
Okay.
the wedding scene.
Mm.
Those particular two are the ones that always stick out in my mind when I think about um things that really said, yeah, I really like this. I think I should really do this. So I just, you're a little kid, you're showing interest. Your parent gets you involved, and it turns out to be your thing. I was always a smart kid. I was always a smart kid, but maybe a kid that maybe felt like overshadowed a lot
Mm-hmm.
from other people and other situations. But with dance and with movement, I always stuck out. I always the stage really um helped me to like have a voice. So um fast forward. to 18. I went to school, was trying to really, really not dance, not get involved in any of that type of stuff. Um, Came home from school, had my first babe, had my first and only, my first and only little baby. And after that, I started working in different dance studios, and I worked for the city. And I don't know if anybody's worked for the city, but when you work for a township or a city, they usually have very limited resources on what they can provide for the kids
Right.
as far as in this instance we're talking about dance. So we're talking about shoes, costumes, correct space, mirrors, bars, things like that, that are very important and conducive to proper dance training. So I would go and I would just, I go through the motions, and I was able to make a difference. I was excited about teaching the kids, but I wanted them to have more. So I taught at different studios along with the city for a few years, and eventually I decided that I wanted to get out there on my own because I wanted the kids that looked like me to have a proper dance experience. I opened up my first studio in 2010, and I've been on this little journey ever since. So I've moved into different cities along the way. I started off in Statesville. I moved my studio to Mooresville. From Mooresville, I moved my studio to Newton. Now I am in Kannapolis, North Kannapolis, North Carolina, which is 45 minutes north on 85 from Charlotte. Very, very convenient location right off of Highway 29. And I am expecting to really sit down and plant roots here in this area. I love this area. This is my home now. So I'm looking forward to really building something within this community. We are putting the floors down and making plans to get the mirrors up. We should be up and running by late summer.
Okay. All right. Congratulations.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes, ma'am.
with dance, we all know there's different genres of dance. What would be your favorite?
Probably modern.
Okay.
Right off the top of my head, if I was gonna say something, modern, because with modern is just an embodiment of everything. Modern, I can be as weird as I want. I can with modern dance, you can dance with flex feet.
Mm,
Uh, I just love modern dance. And like I said, it just embodies everything. Lately, I've gotten into the majorette arena, and that's not necessarily my arena, but I'm able to make it my own because I'm a true dance teacher.
right.
So,
Right. And so teaching dance now. What is your what would be your favorite category that you like to teach your students?
um, I am ballet, tap, and jazz trained. So I always teach from a ballet, tap, and jazz foundation because I just feel like once my kids master these basic foundations, then they're like building blocks. We just build off of that. So yeah, I would just say all three of those, particularly
Okay.
um, ballet, because I have a very beginners level ballet education, but it's just so important because in those first few years, you're learning everything from turnout to important ballet terms, things that if they do go further after my classroom, they're not going to go in blind, and they're not going to go in and not know what these people are talking about at these auditions. They're
Right.
going to know what a pot de bourrée is. They're going to know what a bourrée is, what a chaîné turn is, what a fouette turn is. They're going to know. I
Right.
pride myself on the fact that they're going to know.
Well, I don't know none of that stuff. So I know a plie. I did. Oh my
Okay.
goodness. My daughters, they laugh at me because my oldest one, she loves dance. She eats, breathes, sleeps. She says she wants. That's her goal is to be a dance teacher. So she's been dancing since she was about one. And man,
Oh,
when I was younger, I had my moment of being a dancer for like 2 seconds. I, we did what you call it thing, one thing, a recital,
recital.
and
Yeah.
we was up on the stage, and I was this little teeny puny little thing, and we had these little accessories that go around your wrist, and I did one of these things where I put my hand up. That thing flew all the way across the stage. The whole crowd was just laughing at me. So
Oh no.
they thought it was funny. I was not. I was mad. I'm like, I'm messing up, and my dad going. That was embarrassing. So I went up. I kept going though. One thing I did learn, and being an artist, okay,
Right.
is that no matter what you do, if you mess up,
The
something
show
fall
must go
off,
on.
you keep on going. And I
Yeah.
kept on going. I probably about 6 or 7 years old. Went up
Yeah.
and I was dancing. We did a little move. It was me and another girl. I will never forget. And we went up and I kindly just swooped. We did a little movement and I had my little thing and I got it, picked it up, kept on dancing and twaddled off. I ain't never get back up there again. That was it for me. So kudos to all those who continue
I feel
on.
you.
I'm telling you. But I love dance though. Everything about it, I love it. From ballet, I love going to the recitals. Yeah, I love to see, for me, passion. I always
Right.
talk about fashion, passion, purpose, but like seriously, when it comes to dance and just art, for me, you can tell when a person, and that's why I always tell people, and I'm sure you probably get this a lot with your
Right.
students and their parents. Like, I believe that you can tell if a person is passionate about something by the way they deliver, and you can tell when a person is being pushed to do something. You
Right.
know, I always tell parents, don't try not to push your child to do something if it's not for them. Because one child might be good in dance, or they might not
Right.
be good in dance. They might be good in being modeling or whatever.
Right.
It's all different forms of art, and just because you might be a good dancer, that your child might be a singer. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Absolutely.
you get, do you get that a lot though? That's what I was getting to. As far as like actually knowing what students are, going to go far, or what students are might just be a student for that moment.
Um,
It's okay, I hear it.
yeah, Mr. Spencer's speaking in. Um,
Mhm.
well, I just feel like I do feel like dance is for everybody in its own way. And I
Mhm.
feel like dance creates leaders. So it might not be that they might go, it might not go further, and they might not turn into a dance teacher, or they might not turn into a dancer long term. But some of the ones that are like have been my most successful dancers have really turned out to be some really great leaders. And you can just see the light, the moment that you see the light turn on in a kid, and you realize um, that you've made a difference.
Mhm.
You know, uh, that the dance and the structure of the dance classroom has really changed their life. Not even necessarily changed it, but just like been that sprinkle, to their life. I think that I have seen that in a few kids along the way, having taught so many. We're talking about like 18 years almost.
Mhm. Right.
Like seriously, I started teaching at 18. I'm 36,
Right.
so I've been doing it for a long time. I've had a lot of kids come through my program, and I've got some that have maybe one or two that are dance teachers or have like studios of their own. Um, but I also have ones that maybe have daughters, and
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot. That's a lot for
Mm-hmm.
me to say. They have daughters, and their daughters are in a dance program
Right.
somewhere. So,
I think that like that. What is your most satisfying moment when it comes to your students, like just seeing them perform and knowing that you were the one that actually taught them? Like, what is your most satisfying moment?
I don't even. I feel like I got multiple satisfying moments. Um, let's see. One that really sticks out in my mind is just show days, show days, competitions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when you get to see your work played back in the heat of the moment, and you're talking about like a minute and 30 seconds, maybe to 3 minutes tops, and depending on how many teams or how many set classes you have, each one of them doing that 1 minute or 30 second or 3 minute routine and seeing it played back, it's everything. It's everything. You I really enjoy that part. That's very satisfying, especially when it's the routine is clean
Mm-hmm.
and they have really left it all on the dance floor. That is a magical moment.
Have you ever had like a moment where you, and I'm sure you have, when you're performing and you just feel the music and you want to break down, but you just, because I know doing it even with modeling, you know what I mean? Like we have that moment when we're walking down the runway and you know somebody might like that outfit that you have on and they just be like, you know what I mean? And you can feel the
Yeah,
crowd when you come
the
out,
energy.
like people can tell when you're getting emotional. So when can you recall a moment like that when you felt it?
The last show I done, it's been a while. Back in January, I was really in tune with the crowd at that particular time.
Okay.
Um, I I like lights to be down when I dance. Sometimes it just depends on what kind of routine I'm doing. In that particular routine, I would have liked the lights to be down.
Oh, I know which
But
one you're talking about.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I had to see everybody. So I really had to take myself into another place
Mhm.
while everything was going on. But I was absolutely proud of myself.
You did a great job. I
Um,
seen the performance. It was, and knowing what you're talking about, having that light dim would have definitely set the mood. I feel like certain lighting,
right?
yes, it would have definitely set the mood. But they was feeling it. The crowd was definitely feeling it, and I'm sure some of the ladies went home trying to do some of them tricks. But
Yeah.
yeah, I can tell you was feeling that one though. That I was like, okay. When I said, I was like,
I was proud of myself. I was really proud of myself.
all
I really was.
right. Mhm.
I
So
mustered up a lot of strength.
you also taught a couple, right?
I did. Back in January, we do in Statesville. Um, we have a program that sponsors an event called Dancing with the Stars, Dancing with Iredale Stars. So that's the county that I'm from, Iredale County, North Carolina. And so it's a fundraiser for a program called YIPE. Um, and YIPE is a young adults program that pretty much gets young children, I think starting at age 12,
Mm-hmm.
gets them prepared for world in the workforce. The lady that is the leader of the organization, her name is Zelda Tunner.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal person. So she did the audio Dancing with the Stars. My team ended up coming in fourth. I thought that was dope.
Yeah.
Um, they were a pair of It was a doctor and a chef, Doctor Radar
Okay.
and Chef Brad, and I really enjoyed working with them
That's
throughout the
something
entire
different. A
process.
doctor and a chef, and
Yes,
they did the dance. Okay,
they
that's
did their
dope.
thing, honey.
That's dope. I
They
mean,
had a
I
good
feel like
teacher.
that is something that people can definitely enjoy together, and it takes people outside their comfort zone and take them out, to another. Yeah, it's like you can kind of like just that's a chance to just have fun, you know.
Well, I can honestly say it took me out of my comfort zone as well. That was another one of those uncomfortable situations because I'm not necessarily a teacher, a couples like a ballroom. I'm not necessarily ballroom trained, but I have always been able to just jump into things and pick up pretty well. So it all really worked out. They did phenomenal. They did phenomenal. It was a
Okay.
great show. I
And
don't know if you got to see clippings from that or not, but it
no,
was
I
nice.
didn't. Not from that one, but I definitely seen the one in January when you did the show, the fashion show. So
Yeah.
okay, so if someone was interested in doing a class with you, you know, how would they go about doing that? Booking the
Okay.
session.
So you would just want to go to my Facebook page. We are actually building the website right now, rebuilding, rebranding the website. So Facebook / Brooks Choreography and Company. If you want to go to my personal page, Neem Brooks, navigate through there,
Hmm.
Brooks Choreography and Company, you're gonna get it.
Okay. All right. So what are some what can we all look forward to from Miss Neen Brooks and Brooks choreography and traveling vineyard. Like, what can we look forward
Okay.
to?
All right. So, as stated, first and foremost, Brooks Choreography will be open by summer. So I'm talking like July. We will be opening our doors. And as we get closer to the date, I'll be able to get shed more light on the actual start date for you guys. Traveling Vineyard. I'll be doing tasting. I'm available for tastings now as long as we keep it within a small number,
Small.
so as
Mm-hmm.
to not shock anybody's system with the current pandemic going on. Um, and then as far as Neen Brooks, Miss Brooks the Goddess, keep a lookout for a song that I did with David Spark called we're not even gonna do that right now, but song is great. It's a pop country song.
That was
Me and
actually
him
the next
together.
thing we was going to talk about, honestly, because you do so much, and that's why I bring on. I call us my circle of people, um, serial entrepreneurs, because
Right.
um we don't just do one or two things. Like most of the ladies that I know, I mean, you guys are like really hustling and doing your things. Like, and I really feel like a lot of us during these quarantine, during this situation, has really went deep, deeper into what it is that we really want to do, and I really feel like this situation has like opened up a lot of people's eyes that you can really do what it is if you what you want out of life if you put your mind to it, because we don't
Right.
know, so many people out here are out of work. You've been laid off, or the job is no longer even in existence. A lot of companies are definitely going to be um shutting down within themselves. It ain't even about you being laid off or fired at this point. It's really like, is the company even going to be in existence after all this is said and done? So to me,
Yeah.
it's like I feel like people should, the best way to go is to really figure out what it is that you're passionate about and see
Right.
how you can make that be your daily life uh finance, like how to build finances from it. So
Right.
what would be your advice to someone who is trying to be a dancer, or wanting to branch into other avenues other than just working a 9 to 5 or something like that?
Okay. Well, I currently work a 9 to 5 as well. So
Mhm.
I'm doing the 9 to 5, then the dance, the wine, and the music, and gearing up for a lingerie line as well. So I
Mhm.
would just tell people, stay consistent, stay persistent, and never get too comfortable.
Yep.
Um, I have a good friend of mine who really, really influenced my life in regards to manifestation,
Mhm.
and it is all about what you see. Um, so you don't have to look at your 9 to 5, and I don't say this in a bad way because some people really, really, really like their 9 to 5. They really enjoy it, but you don't
Mhm.
have to look at your 9 to 5, or go in there with a chip on your shoulder. You just stay persistent and consistent, and never get comfortable with your current situation. Always looking toward the future, and the future is now. So, if that helps,
Mhm. Well, I like
absolutely,
to say that is definitely some great advice. And thank you for joining me today on the Glam Show. Um,
absolutely,
I hope you enjoyed yourself. I definitely
I did,
appreciate the interview. I learned a lot about
absolutely.
you.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
you have always motivated me as well. And
Oh,
keep me up on my toes. I always tell those, like everyone else, they always tell me, my sister anyway, she's told me before. I said, I don't feel like doing. I just don't feel like it. Not motivated. And she'd tell me she'd light up a fire under my tail in a second. And she
right,
told me, she said, well, if you are not motivating me, then, or you are not motivated, period, then who is going to
right,
inspire me? And that's what I always try to tell all of the motivators, like,
right,
especially when you have a platform to be a voice for someone, or to even be a motivator to someone or inspire others. For you, you're a dance teacher. You teach the youth, and as well as adults also. So
right,
I always say to give yourself a breather as well. Take a moment for yourself. Always, you gotta digress and recharge.
right,
Because doing as
absolutely,
much as we do, it could take a lot out of you. It could definitely take a lot out of you. So, what are some things that you can give to motivators, to someone who are doing multiple things? Like I always say, what multiple sources of income,
right,
or not even about income, just
right,
being an entrepreneur, and someone that might have passions to, and because at this point I'm like, I done went from fashion to radio to media to, so it's like you don't want to put yourself. A lot of people say focus on one thing and then the other stuff, but in my
I disagree.
right,
I
I
disagree.
don't agree
I'm
to
not
that.
functioning if I'm not doing multiple things at one time. I'm not even
Mhm.
functioning.
Mhm.
So I'm one of those people. See, I tried that when I went to school. I was like, I'm just gonna be a student,
Mhm.
and I'm not gonna dance because I don't want to get overloaded.
Right.
And I ended up hardly doing anything. And that's just
Mhm.
really me keeping it all the way 100%. Everybody's different. We all have to remember that we all function different. I have a cactus plant. I also have, a few other plants at the house, and that cactus plant doesn't grow in the same circumstances as some of those other plants. So we really can't um, we can't look at somebody else's life and say that that's the cookie cutter way to do things. Um, I would say definitely take time for yourself. Write things down because as a serial entrepreneur, you said you coined the term serial entrepreneur. As a serial entrepreneur, we can be going throughout our day today and end up with an idea, something that goes with the wine business or something that goes, man, I have so many sticky notes.
Mhm.
I have so many sticky notes from where I'll be at work and lyrics will just come in my head and I'll be like, you know what, I gotta write these lyrics
Write it
down
down.
because if I don't, I'm not gonna remember them by
Yeah.
the time I get home. By the time I look at the wine, by the time I choreograph, by the time you know what I'm saying? So there's multiple things that I'm doing. Write things down, keep notes for yourself, and take time for yourself. I'm
Mhm.
so excited about my upcoming vacay from the 9 to 5. I'm not even going anywhere, but just the fact that I can just be at home with my thoughts and collecting my thoughts and regaining myself. Um, really just taking some time for myself. It's just very important.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. So, well, enjoy your vacation, honey.
Yes,
Because it's probably
yes,
something that we get, to like just do nothing. I believe that you have to take. I actually force myself now, to take at least a weekend to just do nothing. Especially after from the beginning to like the middle of the month when I'm
right,
doing PRP work and hair and all this other stuff. So that last weekend, I try my best to take to myself. And even if it's a day, even if it's one day, So during your vacation, because I know you're still going to be working during your vacation, make sure that you take, at least a day or two, to just do nothing,
right,
and just relax and I would say meditate or you know,
absolutely.
just do something,
That's a
just have
given.
fun. My main thing, like,
That
what will be right now because you do so much? What will be the one thing that you do for fun?
music more than likely. I love wine though,
Hmm.
so it's probably like a strong tie between music and wine. I love going to the studio. It's great, so therapeutic.
Yeah, I'm sure I feel like the vibe with the in the studio is like they give you the energy, the
Yeah,
energy.
I love the studio. I love creating music.
Mm.
I do. I was doing music pretty heavy while I was doing other people's dance studios, while I was teaching at other people's dance studios. But getting really working on building that dance studio brand, I took a step back from music, so I'm like back to doing music, and I'm hanging in there with both of those things. So
That's good.
it's pretty awesome. Yeah.
That's good. I can't wait to hear some of it.
Ow.
I can't.
Ow.
So, cause I heard some things a couple months ago, and I was like,
Right.
girl, you give me that. Let me see what I said before. Like you can be in that Erica and India Ari, and it's vibes.
Yeah.
It's vibes. So it's not that it's definitely something different. And you sing and you rap a little bit, right? You do both.
Right. More so, I kind of just go with the term lyricist
Mhm.
because I'm not necessarily a singer. I can carry a tune. I'm
Yeah.
not really a singer though, but definitely a lyricist, and I just try not to jump into anybody's category. I'm just really in a lane of my own. I'm working on the goddess trap. the goddess trap movement. If you could probably put my music in the category, that's probably where it's gonna be.
The goddess trap music.
Goddess trap, just super weirdo, super out there in her own lane.
Okay. I gotta post it. I definitely got to post it. The goddess trap movement. Yes, I love it. So that's the vibe right there. You gotta post that
That's
up
a
there.
vibe. It's a whole vibe.
Mhm.
It's a whole
So if
vibe.
anyone actually wanted to if anyone wanted to actually like follow you, and I know you mentioned your pages a few times, but let's wanna we'll end it with the last one. 'Cause, we'll sit here and talk all day. So
Right. You guys just follow me at goddess underscore apothecary on Instagram and stay tuned for some wonderful things. Any other links will be on that Instagram page. And I appreciate your time. Thank you for
thank
having me.
you. Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
your time because we said we were supposed to start at 8 o'clock and it's almost 10. So that's 2
Right.
hours of your day spent with moi, and I appreciate
Yeah.
you
Yes, ma'am.
for that. And I hope that we can do it again. You know,
All
and
right. Me too.
we're gonna have to schedule one of those virtual wine tastings. I think that would be
Absolutely.
great. So
Absolutely.
I'm gonna set that up.
Absolutely.
All right. So, guys,
All
we
right.
hope you enjoyed the show. And like I said, Miss Neen Brooks, thank you for joining me. And
Peace,
hope you
power, and
guys
light. Peace, power, and
reach
light.
out. Make sure you guys are following her on all social media platforms, okay? And then also go on here and tag all of your pages and everything like that so people can actually follow you. So, see you
Absolutely.
soon. And
Thank
guys,
you.
be
Thank you.
safe
Peace and light.
and continue to social distance. All right. Mwah.